I'm Peter Haddock and I'm here with Andrew Sabin, General Sales Manager for Thwaites Dumpers. Andrew, very exciting moment here on the Innovation Trail today. I haven't seen this before, folks. First time for a lot of people in the UK. It's a Thwaites dumper, Andrew. But it's a Thwaites dumper with a difference because it's a 3-ton electric Thwaites dumper.
Certainly is, Peter, certainly is. Thank you for coming on to have a look at it with us today.
Yeah, it's great to be here. And the thing is, when we talked earlier, is you've been developing this machine now as a proper Thwaites machine, out there ready to do the work, haven't you? So when people think about battery power, the first thing they always ask me to ask you is, what have we got out of this, the capacity of this machine to do work on site?
Okay, well the machine's been running around our test track, quite rightly as you said so, for roughly about the last year now.
Yep.
Now it's been designed with all Thwaites dumpers with our robust nature and quality, but ideally you will see a full 8-hour working shift out of this machine. Now it does not mean you're going to see 8 hours battery life out of the machine in any way whatsoever.
Absolutely.
But over that 8-hour working day, this machine will last for that period of time. Dumpers generally, Peter, you know, they don't work flat out all day. What you need with a dumper is it to turn up and work when you need it to. And this dumper will do that.
And the biggest thing about this is, you know, you've built it on your proven platform, haven't you? So it's not something like an electric car that you've gone out and rebuilt the whole system. You know, you're looking at a lot of the core components that make Thwaites really popular in the UK and beyond in this machine. But where is the battery and where is the motor now in this machine in comparison to where the diesel was in the tank?
Well, actually, the actual battery pack sits perfectly level with the top of that chassis there.
Okay.
So you've actually got an increased centre of gravity, believe it or not, because you haven't got the engine sat above here. You've lowered the centre of gravity of the machine, and that's because that's where the battery sits. Usually you'd have that engine sat right at the top of this, and you don't have that. It's all flush with the chassis just there.
And the good thing about that, Andy, from my perspective, is when we look at usability of these kind of machines, having that lower centre of gravity actually helps the overall machine when we're moving it around the job site, making it a safer machine to operate as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And this machine's going to notice no difference from driving any other normal Thwaites dumper. It's still got that robust nature. It's going to perform exactly the same as every dumper you've ever driven with a Thwaites. All you're going to get is an improvement in the actual centre of gravity.
But the only thing I would say though, Andy, is it's going to be a little bit quieter, isn't it? Because it's going to go something like rather than the noise of the engine that we might hear from a standard drum.
It's certainly going to be a lot quieter on the ears, and that's some of the testing that we weren't expecting, is just how much quieter it was going to be at the start. Of course, when you actually design these machines, you've designed it with an engine noise going over the background. You take away that engine noise, and you've got other things you didn't realise were actually making the noise. So we've had to redesign that into the machine, and that's why it's driven by electric motors. And we've also had to change some of the gearing in the axles as well to eliminate that noise, that where it was coming from.
And so when we talk about electric machines, we also talk about the power on demand. You know, so as soon as you put the foot down or press the lever to get that bucket moving, that power is instantaneous with electric, isn't it? Is that it's sort of noticeable with the sort of cycle times or anything like that? What are we seeing with the testing?
No. It was when you first had the machine, I've got to admit, when you first got the machine and we hooked everything up, that machine would wheel swim and go up a 3-in-1 gradient. So we've actually sent the machine away to a partner that we chose in America, and the machine's been tuned now to perform exactly the same as a 3-ton hydrostatic. So when you get on this machine, it will feel exactly the same as what you have been experiencing with a normal 3-ton dumper.
And I like that. Why do I like that, folks? Because when people are used to going onto job sites with a Thwaites, they expect a certain way of which that dumper works. Now they're getting into something exactly the same. All of a sudden, it's not, straight power and things like that. It is a smooth ride, which you require for doing jobs like this, moving material around sites, particularly in the weather that we're having at the moment, folks. So, the other question people always want to know, and is, we've talked about the life cycle there of that 8 hours of operation. How long does it take to charge, and what are the charging options available?
Okay, well, we're going to have 3 charging options. 2 of them will be optional though.
Okay.
The charging time, that's the part everyone's going to be really interested in. So the standard charger that the machine will come fitted with will charge your machine from 0 to 100% in an 8-hour time frame.
Right.
There's going to be optional charging points that you can take to be fitted to it. They're going to take anywhere from 2 hours to 4 hours. So you're going to be operating at those 7 kilowatts and 22 kilowatts. They're your 2 hours and your 4-hour charges. Apart from that, it's going to be a single phase charger that will do it from 0 to 100% in 8 hours.
So we can park one of these on our driveways, folks, and be ready to roll in the morning with our home chargers in that kind of instance. But the other big benefit, what everybody's talking about now, particularly on a big machine like this, is productivity when you are looking at working in low emission zones, but also indoors in places like this. That's a real benefit, isn't it, for people taking up this electric with the Thwaites?
Oh, it certainly is. If you've got a demand from your customer base to operate zero emission machines, we're the only one in this particular class of this size machine that gives you an option.
Right.
You'll be surprised where we've actually had the demand come from. We've had demand from mining, we've had demand from urban settings, we've had demand from cemeteries for this particular environment just based on its noise, let alone the fact it's zero emissions. So we're seeing there's a requirement for zero emissions, and we're also seeing a requirement that there's a noise element of what people are looking to reduce in their working environment. And we believe this machine will tick all those boxes.
Well, it certainly ticked the box here at the Innovation Trail, been one of the things that I've been looking at today at the Executive Hire Show. Thanks very much, Andy,
Thank you,
for
Peter.
talking to me. It'll be great to see this one day working in one of those environments. Cheers.
Thank you very much for your time.